So we're on week 2 of Artist's Way, and it's been good. It's been really good actually. Lots of synchronicities. Um, so I posted my first YouTube video back on Monday the 13th, I think, and I can't believe how fast time has gone. Then 2 days later, I quit my job or gave my notice in. And I've been saying for a long time to like anyone who listens, like, oh, I wouldn't want to be employed. I want to quit my job and I want to do what I want to do. But I didn't expect to leave that soon. So I guess putting my video out there, my energy out there, my intention, sped that process up because I just couldn't take it anymore. And anyway, something happened. Not year review, but a look into the new year and our place there. And I thought, I don't see myself here for 3 years. And I was so stressed about it. In fact, I think I was completely bugging out about what I was going to say. And that means, like, should I lie just to keep the job? I kind of think of it as a toxic relationship. Like, you know, it's not for you, it's not working, you're not growing, but you're just sticking around. And I thought, oh my God, I just felt so tense about it. And I just thought, I have to leave. So I did that, and I have no regrets. So a big leap of faith. In the book, Artist's Way, she says, Julia Cameron, the author, a quote that she goes by is, leap and the net will appear. And I was holding onto that, like, I'm going to need that net. Because I need that net to show up. So I did the morning pages. I did about 4 days of true morning pages. And by that I mean in the morning. But when the new week came and I had to get up for work, which is, you know, I don't start work that early. It's actually 10 a.m. It's not that bad. I was just knackered. I was so tired, like, to wake up an hour or so earlier. And it is my choice to not make the time to do it, but anyway, so for 3 days, I did my evening pages, but I still did them because writing for me is really important for my well-being. And I also have another journal where I call it energy work, but doing this alongside that's been really good for me. I get a lot of synchronicities and things anyway, but they've really been popping off for me. It's been good. I'm not going to really explain them because I feel like synchronicities and little realizations are personal and they never really make sense when you explain them to other people, really, unless they know what you're going through personally. But I was struck by inspiration hard on Friday to just move the sofa that I'm sitting on and move all of our, like, film equipment and stuff and my amp. Because this space is really big. My living room is really big. But I call it my studio because it's a home studio. I just felt really compelled to move everything and stick a big paper on the wall and film myself creating and doing abstract stuff. And I love abstract stuff, but I think I mentioned this in my last video, but I feel really insecure about it because and this is what I want to work on with the Artist's Way. Like, I feel like most non-arty people are, I don't know, confused or critical of abstract art, so they prefer it to be figurative and recognizable and something that they can understand easily. And I like some of that stuff too, but I really love, like, some abstract stuff, and I want to make more of that stuff. Anyway, whatever, I felt inspired and no one was in my head. There's no voice in my head saying, oh, that's not good. It was really good. I just felt a new sort of freedom. Usually I do it on our big worktop table, like, working. I don't have an easel or anything like that. And there's a restriction. Usually, you know, the table's going into me as I'm trying to lean over and get the top of the sheet. But when I did it on the wall, it was, I don't know, it was really freeing. I had a little bit of paper underneath because I was working with soft pastels, which are really flaky, and I was doing it directly on our purple lilac walls. But I didn't make a mess. I cleaned it up and it looks great. But I just felt free. I was like, I could get really gestural, you know, really moving my arm around and just be free, which is really a new sort of state that I've reached in my returning process. Unfortunately, I didn't take myself on an artist date, and I'm a little bit bummed about that, but also I'm taking my studio session as my artist date, because it was just me. My boyfriend wasn't in the room. It was just me for hours. I put on a film on Netflix. I don't remember what it was called, but it had Zoe Saldana and that girl from Disney Channel days. She's proper famous. And they were singing. It was a musical, and I don't really like musicals, and it was in Spanish. And I just had that on in the background, and that was interesting. Anyway, so that was my artist date. Other tasks we had to do was write about our monsters or enemies of our creative self. So one of my things that I wrote about briefly was just a teacher back in year 3 in primary school not believing that I wrote something. Like, she thought I copied it, and I still remember how I felt. I was like, what the fuck? Well, which publication did I take it from? Because I wrote that, and it was good, and it came very easily to me, and I'm sure that has stored itself in me somewhere. I didn't do... Oh, in the first video that I did, I read about maybe 4 tasks. There's actually way more tasks. There's like 10 tasks to do in the week, and I was like, oh my god, I completely missed that. So just now, I did them all. I kind of, you know, there was also 3 of your champions of your creative self. There was also 5 alternative lives, like 5 things I'd be doing if I wasn't doing what I'm doing now. I'll read those to you. I'll just get my sheet. I wrote, I would be a film star, a rock star, a dancer, an illustrator, a voiceover artist. And then the task later in the week was supposed to be do something, pick one of those and do something towards it. And I have my bass. I didn't play bass this week. A bit bummed, but that's okay. I sort of go in phases. Sometimes I'll be heavy trying to work out a song on bass for the week, and then I'll just neglect my visual art stuff, and then sometimes vice versa. And then I was supposed to do a check-in, which I did today. Yeah, it's fine. I think overall I feel like I've progressed, and there's been big breakthroughs, I guess, like, you know, giving my notice in is a huge thing, and I think making stuff and publishing it, because also, admittedly, it's I don't know, I do get caught up in care about the views and all that kind of stuff, but that's something I'm trying to cut out as well. That, for me, yeah, the fear, that's a huge part. I think that's why anyone, you know, a lot of us block ourselves because we just caring what people think or what we think people think. So none of that. I even posted some snippets of my video on TikTok and Shorts. They're there, and I'm glad that they're there, so that's good. Another thing I want to add is perfectionism. That beast was showing its head. So when I had that rip of inspiration to film myself making some art, I thought I wanted to post it, edit it, get it up. I even thought to myself after I posted my first YouTube video, I'm going to post 3 times a week. I don't know who I thought I was, because I'm rusty with editing. I'm not even that good. That took a long time. The cutting wasn't that hard. But choosing music, so I went on Artlist. Oh my god, that was so overwhelming. It's like analysis paralysis, there's so much. But when I found the song, I knew that was the song, so that was good. But looping, oh my god. So Artlist is cool, but the songs I was going for, they were like one minute, and the video I posted is 17 minutes. So I had to figure out the right place to loop it, and I'm gonna have to get good at that stuff anyway, because I've got Ableton and I want to learn music production and stuff. So I'm gonna have to get used to editing audio but my energy really started to go down. And then, because I had this burst of energy, I didn't set up fixed white balance on this camera. So it was going all over the place, and I kept, moving in and out of frame, and then using different colours on the paper, and the light is obviously changing. So after I'd edited it, I thought, oh my god, this looks so shit. Like, it's grey and the light keeps changing, and I was really trying to colour. I'm using iMovie at this point. Like, I'm not investing in any like paid film editing thing just yet. I just want to, for me, the exercise is just losing the fear of judgment and stuff, and just getting the videos out and making and sharing and just getting that loop going, and not being a perfectionist. But anyway, the monster came to bite me anyway. It just looks so great, and I was really trying to do my best with iMovie. It was looking so bad. I was so upset. I was actually devastated. I was like, oh my god, like, this looks so shit. I've spent this long editing it so far, and I thought, should I just leave it? It was getting late. It's probably maybe midnight or so on Sunday, because I want to post every Monday at least, and I have work in the morning, and there was no way I was gonna figure it out. So I just thought, I just left it. But then I came back after work, and that burst of inspiration came back again, and I just posted it. I was like, I'm just going to post it as is, the grey one. I didn't keep my edits because I think it looked worse. I think it's better to just leave it as grey, because at least then it's consistently-ish grey, whereas the other one was like super bright, super saturated, super grey, and I think that's more distracting, so I just left that. Anyway, it's out in the world. You can go and see that, and I'll obviously improve as I go. So now I've got to read week 2. I'm not going to bore you with reading that, because I will have to read it tonight, because I really want to be consistent with this. When I did this, and actually I found out I got this book over 2 years ago, like in 2022, and I thought that's crazy. And I only got to week 2, which is where I'm at now, and I want to get further than that. So yeah, I'm gonna, maybe in the next catch-up video I'll read it a little bit and say what it was about, but I'll be back with more filming myself in the studio and saying how this process is going.